I am sitting with insomnia and autism, with the curtain pulled out against the spring. The iced tea bottle, 1.5 liters, I think, stands drunk on my table. Though empty, it feels more alive than anything else in the room. It is the only thing that moves, that completes. I or the monitor, or the keyboard, or the lava lamp could never compete. Even the noise of the computer and the pressing of keys feel unalive, because stationery. But the bottle lived, and my piss. Not me, my piss. I am still addicted to porn, 13 years on. Many a life lived since, having never seen it once. What terrible fate, to be so disabled by what life demands, that you can only mimic it, masturbate to it, outsource the obligation, that in the form of pain it comes back at you and hurts you. Then you wonder, what is the point of all this? And then you realize there is none but itself. Life requires no outside stamp. It does because it does. Only humans impose, ironically, the rules against the impositions of life, thereby violating it, and it thereby violates them in many different forms, like pornography addiction. I do not understand myself at all, because there's nothing to understand. My imagination of myself is merely that. It serves no outside function, paints no picture of anything. There are only figments and blotches of the mind, as it hopelessly seeks to understand the impossible. It does not understand, even if it knows, that there is nothing to understand. Its sole function is making up stories for itself, which is just pretending to run away from doom. At the very best, the intelligent person is too. I sit here, day in and day out, because there's nothing to do outside. There is nothing outside. There was when I was 7 years old, because it seemed to be, though it never was, and that's the point. Everywhere it's all the same. You could scream at the same pitch and bemoan its worthlessness, to say that there is nothing. But the function false of adulthood and maturity, as they call it pretentiously, is to make up things that aren't there. Unlike children, who create stuff that isn't there. That is why it hurts. Because it is not real, but always seeks to be, thereby caught in violent contradiction. The fundamental mechanism of life, which had not been previously unraveled in childhood, but then was, with the fakery of adult responsibility, and the bureaucracy so complex that not even the functionary understands what is on the paper sheet. Now the sheet has been pulled like a tarp, and the pain comes in waves, in constant turbulence, to produce a life of mediocre despondency. There is no point at all. Even basketball is useless, or swimming in the river, fucking your hand or somebody else, which is supposed to be a big deal and is, but isn't. Jumping from one lie to another to get nowhere in the end. And being told that you are not good enough by people who want something they do not understand and cannot have. They want the words and the actions and the features arranged in a pretty order, like children who like watercolors, silly string, candy bars. Adults are all children, except lame, boring, and stupid. Drugs are their candy, bills are their worries, sex is their sex, none the more sophisticated, except tarred and destroyed by impurity and insincerity. A job is where you go to waste your fucking time, and everywhere else you're exchanging clothes and religions and politics and jokes and endless braggings, and shop and pray and cry and fuck out of mere compulsion to be something to go somewhere. Well, that something isn't anything, and that somewhere isn't anywhere. It is a sad, sad game.